Hello again. Hello. Welcome to part 4. We're going to use this one just to edit this because I'm not happy. I'm just not happy. We're going to make a tree or two or three or four or five. So the reason I'm not happy about this, if I turn on my thingy, the reason I'm not happy is because I'm expecting to see some of these rocks sticking up. The displacement's not heavy, but heavy enough, and it's not peeking through the grass. And the reason being that the displacement, as it happens, is actually pushing this level down further. So if I put this up to 2, you'll see that the displacement is going that way. It's displacing upwards by pushing the mid-level down. So put that to 0.3 again, and then if we put the mid-level to like 0.2, let me turn off this so I can see. But you can see what I'm looking at now. What we're looking at, we're getting the rocks come through. I've gone the wrong way. 0.1. Like that. And then if we change the scale of the Voronoi, we can get bigger rocks. 0.3. Drinking me tea. Bear with me. Lovely. That's too much. 0.5. 0.6. 0.8. That will do the trick, I think. There's no point wasting all of our time doing that. We need to move on, don't we? So let's move on to making a tree in that. Alright, so we don't need to be in viewport shading, and we can turn the grass off for now. That one is turning it off in the render, that one is turning it off in the viewport. So shift right click, because that's where I want my tree. And if you don't have this in your menus, if you press shift A, curve, and you don't see sapling tree gen, just edit preferences, add-ons, sapling, type that in, tick it, you're in, and then you get a tree. And the menu, don't click any, if you click anywhere, touch anything else, it's all over. You gotta redo it, because the menu opens down here, but if you touch it, no, don't click outside of this box until you're satisfied. So under the geometry tab, we're going to load. These are all from one of my procedural shaders, the Infinite Wood Builder and the Infinite Tree Builder. These are all presets that come with that. Yours will be here. You will have this list unless you own the ITB. And let me just check which one was it. That's what this is, isn't it? Is that what this is? I forget. Yeah, it is. So which one did I like? White birch? What's that look like? Oh, that's quite nice. Let's just check. So branch splitting. It says here you've got 2 levels. So it's got 1 level is the trunk, 2 levels of this. Trees don't have only 2 levels. So if you bring in a 3rd level, then you get the little bits, and then the leaves are going to attach to those. So now we up here into leaves, and there's never quite enough for me in the default preset. There's just not enough. It's nice, but there's not enough. So I go into branch splitting, and the 3rd level of the branches that we just added has got 30 little branches. So if I put that up to 50, that'll increase the branches and the leaves. And now if I increase the leaves to 40, this can be quite system heavy, so just be aware of that. That's nice. I like this. If we need more leaves, we can put them in afterwards. Alright, I'm quite chuffed with that. That's a tree. Looks nice. So now I can click it. And we just need to make some very quick materials for this. So new, I clicked on the material tab. For now, just give it a colour. Bit of green. Maybe a bit of no, let's make it a bit different to the grass, but not okay. That's the leaves and the bark. We just need to make a brown material for that, don't we? That'll do. And then when we go back to viewport render, we have ourselves a tree. Alright, so back into viewport shading. It's clearly too big. The leaves are parented to the trunk, so you can just select the trunk and scale that down by pressing S. And now we're going to position it. I'm going to get back to my top view. Maybe put one over there. And then if you Alt D, you're creating an instance rather than duplicating and creating a separate mesh. But if you do that, you do have to have tree and leaves selected, otherwise it just duplicates the leaves. And then when you move a tree, rotate it, scale it, bish bash bush. Although these trees are massive, because yeah, let me bring them down, that's better. Okay, and another one, and this, once it's into memory, one tree, you can add loads. It doesn't make too much of a difference because it's not duplicating the mesh, it's just duplicating the information, which is clearly less system hungry. So, how much have we done? 6 minutes. This one's very quick. If I put my particle settings back on, and then if we go to render, and if you press Control B, you can draw a box around the camera because we only want to render. There's no point rendering outside that box. The leaves are two different. A green, so I need to. I keep forgetting that turns off. I'm going to go in here and maybe make them darker with a bit more yellow. How's that look? Yeah, that's cool. And we can bring one closer for a bit of depth of field. You know, you absolutely got to have some depth of field. Let's drag him up, put him there. I mean, you can see what I mean about the leaves. There's not a great deal. Yeah, but that's too dark, Nick. We do need to see the leaves. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. Okay. You could, if you wanted to, you could add another another tree of different style. There's a few. If you don't have any other tree builder or the ITB, the Infinite Tree Builder, you can just play around with the sapling. You know, you will have under the geometry, you've got your preset menu here, and you'll have these ones. Won't have those, but you'll have these. So you can add more trees if you want. Play around with them. As you saw how to add more leaves and knots. Now let's get rid of him because we don't want a massive white tree hovering in midair. Goodbye. Okay, I think we could probably finish this now, really. No, actually we won't. We won't. What we will do is we'll do the very quick thing and we'll just add an Shift A mesh. No, I think this is an add-on you have to add in. Where's my image as planes? Image as planes. There we go. And I am going to, it's all over here. Let me bring it over. Get any picture you can. You know, it doesn't matter. Pexels or Unsplash, they've all got free sky pictures. I'm going to pick this one from my library, and then it boshes there. So we're going to scale it up. Obviously, we need to move it back away from the camera, and I'm going to rotate it so it's very much up in your grill. And that's it. Oh, hello. And now, what normally happens when you put an image as planes is it is going to be affected by shadows. That actually kind of works alright, I suppose, because of the sun direction. But what I would normally do, especially if it's catching the shadows, you can turn it off catching shadows by going into here and visibility. You can turn the shadow off, so it's not going to, if it was behind, if the sun was pointing this way, that's not going to affect it if you turn off shadows. But another easy way is I control right click to cut the alpha, then select that, press Shift S with Node Wrangler, and then shader emission. emission shader, which doesn't look like it changes much, but it does make a fairly large difference, because if it was on 0, it's black. Okay, and I think I might just plop another few trees around, maybe down here. Let me just pause the render while I also turn off the grass so that we don't get a slow update. And let's grab that one. Let's put him here. In fact, just while we're, so I can see what's, okay, that needs to come up clearly. Let's have a look. Let's put the grass back on and let's have a look at how that looks. Come on. I am asking a lot. I've got an RTX 2060 and it like now, oh, it's not struggling. I haven't pressed play. Got to press play, Nick. If you pause it, got to press play. It's not struggling at all. Yeah, that's super pretty. I like that. So there we go. 11 minutes, 12 minutes. So that's that one done. Got some trees, got some sky, got some grass, got some rocks. When we come back, we will add a few boulders, I suppose, and set up a mist pass so that we can give it some depth. Maybe put this in the background as well. We'll see. But that's where we're up to at the end of part 4. So part 5 will likely be the finale. Until then, farewell.